Alright, so I'm making this video mostly just 'cause I saw something this morning that just that really grinded my gears, that just really kind of got me really mad at the state of the internet and the state of society at this point. And I'm not gonna leave a link to it or anything, but there was a video of this guy. He's not a very big channel, and I saw him on my recommended. I just clicked on the video because just trying to get the day started with some nice old good old YouTube content. And I clicked on the video, and basically the entire video was this guy just talking about how in the last videos he's uploaded, he got hate comments and troll comments, whatever you want to call them. He had comments saying that his content wasn't good and that his voice sounded kind of whiny, and um the entire video was him just complaining and whining about how he got hate comments on his videos. And I don't know about you, but if you just kind of think about where we are today versus where we were, you know, um, thousands of years ago, it just kind of makes me sad. Cause if you think about thousands of years ago, people, they were self-sufficient. They were hunter-gatherer people and hunter-gatherer tribes. They fought, and they fought to survive. And then, even today there are people out there that still live like that. And even there are some countries such as Bangladesh, where people go to work for 10 hours a day in horrible working conditions and horrible living conditions, and they barely make enough money to put the bare minimum amount of food on the table. And then we have people in the United States or in the UK, or in another country like that that is very prosperous and very well off, who are crying about reading text on a screen. Just kind of puts it into perspective. Most of people don't realize how easy their life is. You might think that your life's hard because, you get bullied at school or you get bullied online, cyberbullied. Just think about the starving kids in Bangladesh who have to work in a factory at age 2, and then they never make it out of that situation. That's their whole life, and they will never see any more opportunities than that. And here you are, crying because somebody was mean to you on the internet, because you read text on a screen. Stop being a snowflake. Stop it. I hate what this society has come to, where, everybody could just voice their own problems, and then it just makes everybody's problems seem so much stupider than they actually are. Your life is so easy compared to most people's lives out there. And all this complaining does about your problems and not other people's problems is that people stop caring about the people who actually do have problems, like the people in Afghanistan or in another war-torn country like that, and then they stop caring about those people, and instead we coddle these people who are crying because they've read text on a screen. It's time to just stop being a snowflake. This is kind of gonna be like the video I made about bullying. I'll put it in the description. It's about the bullying prevention system, and it discusses why a lot of people are this way. But yeah, I'm just really disgusted at this behavior of just everybody being narcissistic about their own problems and thinking they have problems when they actually don't, and everybody's life is very, very easy compared to some people out there. And you should definitely start acting like it, because it's really disgusting how people today, modern people, are crying over these smallest inconveniences ever. So yeah, that's just kind of an intro to the video. I know I got a bit mad, but you can't just make it through this world and not get mad at stuff. That's just not how it works. So yeah. And just to talk about cyberbullying. I know that if you were, in school when I was in school, and I'm still in school, and, not only do you get educated on the bullying prevention system, which I talked about earlier and why that is a horrible system, but also, you get taught about cyberbullying. And I don't know about you, but like, really? Cyberbullying? You can't handle people writing words on a screen that you don't like? Is that what this world has come to? That you can't handle that kind of emotional burden of reading words? I mean, it's just like picking up a book and then like getting super mad over a book, which people actually do. It's like it's just a book. It's just words. It's not that serious. What happened to the phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt? That's like one of my favorite phrases of all time. But no, 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 that's apparently not a thing anymore. Because everybody wants to be just sensitive now, and it's just the worst. It's just the worst. Like, cyberbullying is one of the weakest things that you can cry about. I mean, there are a lot of things that you can be sad about in today's world that are perfectly okay to be sad about. Like your dog died. Maybe like you got like someone stole your car. No, 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 no. So somebody said mean words on the internet, so gotta burst out the waterworks. Just come on, guys. Really? This is what people are crying about now? What happened like actual problems in the world that actually mattered? It's time to stop being a snowflake and just deal with it. Just like in my last video, I discussed how schools have conditioned people to not, handle anything themselves so that they never actually learn how to emotionally develop, which is why this stuff hurts so much. And just like in the last video, or the last video I made about bullying, I addressed a common counter argument to what most people's counter argument is that, well, not everyone is as emotionally stable as you. There's people out there, and they're not as emotionally stable as you. So like expecting everyone to just deal with it is a really bad idea. And so I don't know if you've ever been bullied. Most people have in their lives at some point. And if you've ever been bullied, then you know that like the first couple days, like it's kind of hard to deal with. But then after a while, you just kind of get used to it. And getting used to it in that situation is your muscles or your emotional maturity and emotional strength going up. It's increasing because you're, constantly putting pressure on it, which is a good thing. You should want to grow your emotional strength because it's a good thing to grow it's a good thing to improve at everything in life. Yeah, you can't just, I mean, emotional strength is just like any other muscle. It's that, you're never going to get strong muscles if you never go to the gym or you never lift up any heavy weights and you never actually, quote unquote, feel the burn of those muscles. No, you get strength by going to the gym and feeling the burn and, and it's not painful exactly, but it does take effort to go through it. And, it's emotional strength is the same thing. You get bullied at school, and then after a while, you can handle more and more of it until eventually it doesn't really affect you anymore. And that's exactly how it should be. You shouldn't be affected by words on a screen. You shouldn't. It's not normal to cry because somebody said something mean online. And the fact that this is being normalized, that this oversensitivity to things like that is really just damaging a lot of, adults. Because now we're getting to the point where this system in place in schools and this system of encouraging people to be sensitive has reached the point where now adults who grew up with that system are now facing the consequences of it. So we can really start seeing the effects when all these like people on Twitter who are actual adults are crying because people said mean stuff online. And if you brought anybody back from like the 1900s or whatever, or an older time period, they would laugh. They would laugh so hard. They'd be like, "Who is this person? Really? This is what society has come to." They would be so disappointed. They would just be they would be horrified at like how sensitive and how weak everybody is in today's society because they can't take a simple joke or a simple comment over the internet. Alright, so, you know, if you really... Oh, okay, I thought that could have been a creeper. I might die in this, but... If you really hate, hate comments, or I hate calling them hate comments, because a lot of the time it's not even hate. Just go back to the video I was talking about before. I'm not gonna leak the guy, because I don't wanna, like... I don't want to encourage more of him making those videos from you guys leaving hate comments on him. But going back to that video, he talked about like how he posted a video and then people made fun of him, and it's like, yeah, you posted a video. People are allowed to have their opinion on your video, whether it's like a good opinion or a bad opinion. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because if you post something online, you're inviting people to give their own comments on it. It's like, what did you expect? It's like everybody wants their... I've seen this term thrown around a lot, and it's called safe space. And it's basically everybody wants to post stuff online and only get good comments. So basically like an echo chamber. And echo chambers are not good for you, believe it or not, because it just reinforces your ideas without ever hearing the other side's beliefs or anything. And it's just really bad. And I think like one of the greatest depictions of safe spaces was in this. South Park did an episode about it, and it was one of their best episodes. And it's like it just makes fun of people who post stuff online and just expect to get no hate comments on it. So basically, we're encouraging people to never seek out the opposing side for learning about the opposing side, which is really bad because one of the main things about debate and forming your opinion is that you have to look at both sides. You can't just listen to one side and be like, oh well, I agree with this side, so I'm gonna do it. You have to hear opposing sides to it, and prior to all of my videos, I look up why it's good and why it's bad, and I ultimately weigh the pros and cons of each, and I form my opinion on it. And that's how everybody should form their opinion, but unfortunately, that's not really what happens, and then everybody just ends up in an echo chamber because of these safe spaces that they never actually hear the opposing side's arguments. Which is why, a lot of people today are very radical and they're very split in their beliefs because they never actually, even them out with other people's opinions. So, really, I mean, this system just does not help anybody in the long term. It may seem good because, you get help because people say something on the internet, but in the long term, it's horrible for your mental health because your mental health should be... If your mental health is good, then it shouldn't even affect you in the first place. Which is a huge misconception because people think that, to have a good mental health, you can never have anything bad happen to you, when it's actually the contrary. People who have good mental health, myself included, I have excellent mental health, and if you could say anything about me on the internet, and I would not care. And that's how it should be for everybody. And I've already, and if you really don't want to, you could just not post anything on the internet. No one's forcing you to post stuff. If you just don't post anything, then you can't get negative comments. So, I would recommend, trying to post something because it's fun, and then just growing your emotional strength over time, which will allow you to have better mental health in the future since you won't be affected by it as much. So all of these campaigns that supposedly promote mental health, that include stopping bullying, actually hurt mental health over time because it just makes people weaker, and weak people are not what we need in today's society. So once again, the quick and easy fix to regular bullying Just like, I talked about my last video, is not always the best solution, Sometimes it works, and most of the time it's horrible, because it just makes people a lot weaker in general. And I'm gonna go get these diamonds because, yeah, I'm gonna go get these diamonds. But yep. So just really to put things in perspective for you, I mean, just as a conclusion of the video, everybody has problems in life, and if your biggest problem in life is people saying mean stuff about you on the internet, you have a pretty good life, and you should definitely treat it like that because it's actually really offensive to people who actually do live in bad living situations and who do have actual problems in life that are physical problems, real problems, and aren't just stuff that is your own fault because you posted something online. So just put things in perspective, and also remember, if somebody came from the 1900s came back today and saw that you were crying, they would be disgusted, and they would be like, you have all these nice things, but then you still find some problems with them. And the ultimate message of this video is just, it's not that deep. All right, if you have food on the table, if you have clothes on your back, and you're not struggling financially, you live in a good home, you have a loving family, there's nothing to complain about, man. Stop trying to act like you have problems. Cyberbullying does not count as a problem, as I've said before, and it takes away from people who are struggling in the world that we should focus on trying to help, like the people in Bangladesh with the horrible working conditions in clothing factories. So, next time you think about crying over something someone said on the internet, just think about, working in a factory your whole life with horrible working conditions, and then just imagine doing. I almost died there. Just imagine that every single day, your situation will never get better, and just imagine that every time, and maybe you'll start to notice that you actually have a pretty good life, man. So don't take your situation for granted, and cyberbullying should not be taken as seriously as it is. And I hope everybody has a great day. Thank you for watching the video, and I will see you next time. Bye.